These scary webtoons are giving me insomnia. One of the genres that I have always avoided like the absolute plague is horror. And yep, there's a very specific reason for it. But something changed in me recently. Wait, let me explain. So, the other day I was mindlessly scrolling through Instagram instead of working out. Yep, I'm barely functioning. So anyway, I kept seeing these Instagram reels about scary webtoons. And much like the curious disaster that I am, I thought, how scary could a digital comic actually be? I'm scared of video, sure, but could a page, a still, non-moving thing, be actually scary? Well, I doubt it. I mean, they're just drawings on a screen, so how bad could they be? Well, turns out they can be very, very bad. Because they get into your head and stay there. Yep, so I decided to make a list of webtoons that scared the butt out of me. Disclaimer, I've selected these webtoons based on how much they psychologically tormented me. You could definitely call me a coward for being scared of digital comics, and honestly, you'd be right. Alright, let's begin. Number 1. Tales of the Unusual. Tales of the Unusual by Song Dae-oh is basically the reason I now have trust issues with humanity. This massive anthology ran for 375 episodes from 2014 to 2022. And it's literally a collection of twisted tales that explore the absolute darkest corners of human nature through urban legends and modern folklore. It's like if Stephen King decided to make a webtoon and then went completely unhinged with it. The scariest part? It's not ghosts or supernatural creatures that'll keep you awake. It's the people. The series includes stories like Beauty Water. Yeah, that's where the viral joke "she needs beauty water" actually comes from. Yeesh. The story's basically about this person who gets totally obsessed with some weird beauty serum, and it leads to a terrifying change. Another one is called My Wife's Memories. And yeah, it's super creepy and psychological. It's basically about a spouse who finds out their whole marriage has been secretly recorded, and the psychological manipulation is terrifying. What makes it worse is the black and white art style that somehow makes everything feel uncomfortably real. These stories stick with you because they show how ordinary people can become absolute monsters when pushed to their limits. Well, ain't that right? Number 2. Sweet Home. Sweet Home by Kim Carnby and Hwang Young-chan is the reason I now have serious anxiety about my apartment building. The story follows 18-year-old Cha Hyun-soo, who moves into room 1410 of the Green Home apartment complex after his family dies in a car accident. He just wants to be left alone to game and eat instant noodles, but instead he gets to tango with scary-as-hell monsters. Here's what makes it absolutely terrifying. People don't just randomly turn into monsters, they transform into creatures that represent their deepest, darkest human desires. For example, there's a security guard who becomes this massive monster that grows stronger with each kill because he resented how the residents treated him. And there are monsters like the Protein Monster, someone obsessed with working out who becomes this horrifying muscular abomination that screams strength and muscle. Number 3. Ghost Teller. Ghost Teller by QTT completely flipped my understanding of what's actually scary. Instead of humans telling ghost stories, we have 6 ghosts sitting around telling stories about how absolutely terrible humans are. And honestly, after reading all the episodes, I'm completely on Team Ghosts. I found the concept to be brilliant and unique, and I personally liked it. Each story is told from a ghost's perspective about how they died, and they're all about the awful things people did during their lifetime. These ghosts include a loving husband and father, a beloved idol, a child, and a caring wife, all innocent people who were destroyed by the cruelty of the humans around them. One story follows a ghost who was cyberbullied to death by fans after fake rumors spread about her idol career. Another tells of a ghost who was killed by jealous family members. Just plain old terrible stuff all around. The art is beautiful, but haunting. Clean, colorful illustrations that somehow make the horrible human behaviors even more disturbing. Number 4. Melvina's Therapy. Melvina's Therapy by A. Rayson is the reason I will never fully trust therapy again. Just kidding, therapy is important, but this webtoon will definitely make you paranoid about opening up to people. Anyway, the story follows Melvina, a therapist who looks professional and helpful in her 60s or 70s, but there's an eerie mystery to her and she feeds off her patients' trauma to sustain herself. Ugh. The series uses a frame story format where each episode focuses on a different patient who comes to see Melvina, and their therapy sessions become supernatural nightmares where they face their worst fears. Goddamn. The black and white art style makes everything look like a fever dream, and the psychological manipulation is so well done that it's genuinely disturbing. Later in the series, a new character named Beatrice becomes the protagonist as she investigates Melvina and tries to stop her from abusing more patients. The series explores themes like repressed memories, abusive authority figures, and the thin line between helping and harming someone through therapy. So, if you're looking for complicated as hell stuff like that, this one will give you a lot of satisfaction. Number 5. Stagtown. Stagtown by Punko is what happens when you take a normal small town and turn it into the most claustrophobic nightmare possible. The story follows Frankie, who returns to her hometown of Stagtown after spending some years away, only to discover that something is seriously wrong with the place. The horror starts subtle. Frankie notices surveillance cameras appearing everywhere in town, following her movements. When she removes one camera, more appear, and they seem to become sentient, even growing legs to scuttle around. Frankie is then joined by her neighbors Felix and Jeremy, and even a kitten named Littles, and they all try to figure out what's happening. The crazy becomes even crazier when the town literally won't let people leave. What the what? Reality starts glitching, and the town becomes this trapped, nightmarish place where nothing makes sense anymore. The series ran for 108 episodes and was so popular that it's being adapted into a live-action horror film by Benjamin Brewer, with Margot Robbie's production company Lucky Chap producing it. Alright, that's it for this one, so Homeless Boy out. Do subscribe if you want me to get a home and be homeful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.